where do you sometimes get caught in what I call a risk-averse mindset? It's like, this is what I know I can succeed at, this is what I know will nail, this is what I know isn't going to involve any risk of mistakes or failure. And, you know, people who operate from this mindset, you know, they're very controlling often, but they also don't get the value of the learning you get from experimenting, from little micro experiments. And so if you think about, you know, if you were going to approach things a different way and go, well, where is it that we could be as a team and the people that I'm collaborating with, in a place that I call a courage zone, where you're experimenting, where you're trying new things, where you're giving it a go, whether or not you know you're going to succeed, where you're saying, you know what, we don't have to know 100% that this is going to work before we try it. And really embracing that idea that if we wait until we know we cannot mess this up and we can't fail, we are going to miss out on opportunities to learn. Jeff Bezos at Amazon makes decisions based on 70% of the information. He doesn't wait till he's even got 80 or 90% like a lot of people do in business, you knowing that they can't get to 100% certainty. He makes his decisions based on 70%. Because he knows that if he waits till he's got 90%, he's going to miss out on many of the benefits of being out there in the market, and that there is enormous value in learning as you go. I had the opportunity to interview Richard Branson a couple of years ago, and I got invited to his island, and I figured I'd make the time, and I went and I was interviewing him. I write for Forbes magazine, and I asked him about his failures, because we always look at someone like that who's so iconic and going, oh, you know, everything they touch turns to gold. But actually, he's had masses of failures, and Virgin Cola being one of them. You don't drink much of it these days because it doesn't exist. It was a huge failure, and. You know, he was sharing how, you know, it's by trying things and failing that you fine-tune and that you learn as you go, and you build sometimes you build the plane as you fly it. You learn to fly it. You learn to fly the plane as you go, and mixed metaphors. But for you, as you think about how do we adapt, how do we find opportunity, how do we innovate, how do we come up with better ways of doing things in an environment where there's so much uncertainty, and where things are changing, and we don't know what you have no, you know, in terms of whether it's the climate, whether it's the global markets, there's so many factors at play. Where do we just need to get in there and try things and give ourselves permission to tweak and pivot as we go?